Hi, my name is Dean Paul Denniston, and today we're replacing the batteries on the Razor Dirt Quad. This is an easy process. It should take you approximately 20 minutes from start to finish. You will need the following tools: a Phillips screwdriver, an 8mm wrench, a 4mm Allen wrench, and a 5mm Allen wrench. This process can be completed in 4 easy steps. Step 1, remove the footsteps. Step 2, remove the batteries. Step 3, install your new batteries. And step 4, reinstall the footsteps. As with working on any electric product, always make sure to turn off the power before you begin. Now let's get started on step 1, removing the footsteps. To do this, we have to remove the 9 bolts holding the footstep to the body. Using your Phillips screwdriver, remove the 3 in the middle first. When you remove the bolt, make sure not to lose the rubber spacer or the washer. Now let's remove the bolts on the sides. They're secured by nuts. Using your 8mm wrench, hold the nuts steady while you loosen with your Phillips screwdriver. Again, make sure not to lose the rubber spacer or the washer. And these ones also have a washer and a nut on the backside. And now let's do the other side. Secure the nut on the back and loosen. With the side bolts removed, we can now remove the 2 bolts on the bottom. Using your 5mm Allen wrench, remove those bolts. And again, these bolts come out with a rubber spacer and a washer. With all 9 bolts out, we can now remove the footstep. Simply lift the back fender and pull it out. And set it aside. And now repeat the process for the other side. Start with the 3 in the middle. Now the 2 on the sides. Remember, these have to be secured with an 8mm wrench on the back. And now let's do the other side. And lastly, remove the 2 on the bottom using your 5mm Allen wrench. With all 9 bolts removed, we can remove the footstep. Simply lift the back fender and pull the footstep out. And that concludes step 1, removing the footsteps. Now on to step 2, removing the battery. First, we have to remove the 4 screws securing the battery cover. The screws are only on the right side of the quad. Using your Phillips screwdriver, remove those screws. There are also 4 bolts on the bottom of the battery cover. Using your 5mm Allen wrench, remove those bolts. With all 4 bolts removed, we can now remove the battery cover. Simply pull it straight apart. And set it aside. Next, let's remove the bracket securing the battery. Using your 4mm Allen wrench, remove the 2 bolts securing the bracket. There's 1 bolt on each side. And remove the bolt on the other side. With both bolts out, slide the bracket straight up and remove it. And set it aside. Trace the wires from the battery to the connector. Pinch and separate. Now we can remove the batteries. They have to be taken out together because they are connected. Lift them straight up and pull them out. Make sure to dispose of them properly. And that concludes step 2, removing the batteries. Now on to step 3, installing your new batteries. Grab your new batteries, make sure you only use genuine Razor batteries. Place them in the battery tray. And plug them in. Now let's reinstall the battery bracket. Slide the bracket over the batteries. Line up the holes. and secure the bracket using your 4mm Allen wrench. And don't forget to secure the other side. Next, let's reinstall the battery cover. Place one on each side and connect them. Make sure the wires are going through the hole in the top of the cover. And using your Phillips screwdriver, put the side screws back in. And remember, the one in the front has a nut. Now using your 5mm Allen wrench, put the 4 bolts with their washers back on through the bottom. And that concludes step 3, installing your new batteries. Now on to step 4, reinstalling the footsteps. Grab your footstep, lift the back fender and slide the footstep in. Line up the holes, and using your Phillips screwdriver, reinstall the 3 screws in the middle. Just remember, these have a rubber spacer and a washer just in case you pulled them apart. Now let's do the 4 on the sides. Slide the bolt through, and place the washer and the nut on the back. Hold the nut with your 8mm wrench, and tighten with the Phillips screwdriver. And repeat the process for the other 2. Now using your 5mm Allen wrench, reinstall the 2 bolts on the bottom. With one side secure, move on to the other side. Start with the 3 bolts in the middle. Now let's do the 4 on the sides. And lastly, secure the 2 bolts on the bottom with your 5mm Allen wrench. With both footsteps on, that concludes step 4 and the process of replacing the batteries on the Razor Dirt Quad. I hope you found this video helpful and informative, but if you are still having any other troubles or complications, please feel free to visit the customer support section on Razor.com. Now get out there and have some fun. Bye bye.